When she stepped out on that purple carpet looking snatched, Oprah had us all abuzz. And I was thrilled to find out that one of the tools that she used was a GLP-1 medication. Find out why Oprah's triumph isn't just hers, but mine too, right now. Welcome back to 100 Pounds Down, where we preach the gospel of GLP-1 and the word is good. If you've been considering starting anti-obesity medications like Mounjaro, Zepbound, Ozempic, or Wegovy, you're already in the middle of your journey, or you're getting toward that maintenance phase and wondering, what happens next? Bring it in. Let's talk Oprah. First off, I have to admit right off the bat that I am a huge Oprah stan. I grew up idolizing Ms. Oprah Winfrey from a very young age because she resonated so strongly with me. We have a lot of similarities in terms of our background, both good and bad. I saw her as an inspiration to me as I was growing up. From the earliest point I can remember, I wanted two things out of life when it came to my career. I wanted to be a lawyer and I wanted to be Oprah. Well, once I finished college, I realized, okay, although I do have that journalism degree, you can't really be the next Oprah when Oprah is the next Oprah. So I did go ahead and go to law school. All of those times, not only was she just such an inspirational figure to me, I really resonated with her drive, her energy, and her complete dedication to doing what she wanted to do in the world and getting things done. So, for years, when Oprah was made fun of in the media and her weight was a constant topic, it really hurt me on a level that it probably shouldn't for someone I don't even know. But the reason why that was because Oprah's story was my story. I tried so many times, and it wasn't a willpower issue for me. I remember there were multiple occasions where I lost a large amount of weight, at least 40 pounds plus, 5 times as an adult. It's not a willpower issue for me. And I figured that it wasn't a willpower issue for her either. One of the things that I always liked to say when I would talk to people is, look at Oprah. She is probably richer than God himself. She is able to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants. If she decides that something is a priority, she makes it happen. She's one of the most determined individuals on the planet. She started an entire freaking school in Africa. So you mean to tell me that this powerhouse of a woman, this person who is so dedicated, so driven, so successful in every single area of life and can really literally do almost anything she puts her mind to. You're going to tell me that somebody with that kind of drive, somebody with that kind of action, this is just that one thing that she just can't do, where she's just lazy or she just doesn't have it in her. She just doesn't have the willpower. All along, I have always thought, miss me with that BS. There is something else going on. And this absolutely proves it. Oprah proved me right. I have been saying for years that there is something else happening here inside some people's bodies because I knew how much work I had put in. I knew how hard I had worked to lose weight time and time again, and it just wouldn't stay off. I also knew just how freaking difficult it was during that process. And that was the thing that I kept coming back to. Why is this so damn hard? Why is it such a struggle when you see other people who decide, oh, I want to lose weight, and they do it and it's not that difficult and they keep it off forever and all of those things, right? I just always had this feeling that it couldn't just be plain old eat less, move more, and you'll be successful. Because, honey, I did all of that multiple times, a ton of different ways. And so did she.
You all know I've been on this journey for most of my life. My highest weight was 237 pounds. I don't know if there is another public person whose weight struggle has been exploited as much as mine over the years.
I've gone up and down and up and down. I've been on every diet. Have you tried the banana, weenie, and egg diet? Does anybody know the banana, weenie, and egg, where you eat a banana, a weenie, and egg? And I've done the pickles and peanut butter. It is amazing to me that I can't lift it, but I used to carry it around. Since I started Weight Watchers, I've lost over 40 pounds.
So every time I would see Oprah in the media at her varying weights, I felt this sense of solidarity because I knew that her struggle was my struggle. So when I tell you, the day that I saw the pictures of her out on that purple carpet looking amazing, I knew that this really was going to be something different. And this was really going to be a major change for everyone who was interested in trying this route. There is going to be a sea change in how we look at obesity, in how we look at people's bodies and how they manage or maintain their weight. Everything that I have been saying for years is now coming true. It's now being proven, and we've got the science there to back it up. And so I am extremely proud of Oprah because I always knew it was never her fault because I knew it was not mine. When you are a person who takes the time to be real with yourself. And to me, that is one of the number one things that Oprah represents as a person, that true authenticity, really being centered in who you are and knowing yourself as a person. If you're real with yourself and you know the amount of work and effort that you have been putting in and you still don't get that success, that can really mess with your mind. And I'm lucky because I like to joke that it's my pathology, but I never internalized and took that fault on as my own. I very literally knew I've got 5 billion crazy health issues and unique medical eccentricities going on with myself. And so this has to be just some permutation of all of that weirdness happening. When I tell you that my heart would hurt for Oprah because she is a person who has done so many things, has been so successful, and yet constantly there is just this reduction of her to this one thing. It's like society wants to see people who are successful fail, or they like to see people who are successful humbled in some way because that makes them feel superior in some manner. When I saw Oprah talking with those women, those different specialists on her State of Weight special, I hoped so hard that she would really take in what they were saying on an emotional level, because it's one thing to hear things intellectually, but to really emotionally take in that information is a separate process. Oprah mentioned, as we've all heard, that for 25 plus years, she has been shamed for her weight, for this seeming inability to keep it together. And as a society, we are all part of that blame. We are absolutely over obsessed with weight, with how people look, with appearances, and we're not real. And so when you are someone who is in the public eye as often and as visibly as Oprah is, that has got to take a toll over time. And so for me, the thing that I am most excited about, and if I can say the word proud, because I have no ownership over that woman and her successes and the things that she has done, but I will say proud because I know that struggle, and I really feel that emotionally this is a turn of a corner for Oprah where she can truly accept for herself that this has not been some fault or failing of
The star
hers.
now telling people, I had the biggest aha. I realized I'd been blaming myself all these years for being overweight, and I have a predisposition that no amount of willpower is going to control. Obesity is a disease. Oprah saying the fact there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, like redemption, like a gift. I'm absolutely done with shaming from other people and particularly myself.
And I am so excited, and I'm loving that that is happening for her. And my heart just is full, and it goes out because that is the reality that a lot of us are starting to come to. This is not an idea of we're people who can't do something, that we are people who are weak, that we are people who are incapable of being in control, that we lack discipline, that we are lazy. When you are real with yourself and you know the amount of work that you've put in, and that work is not getting you results, or it does get you results, but the amount of effort that you have to put in compared to other people is just astronomically higher to be able to do the same thing. That gets tiring. You get tired. I remember multiple times in life where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this again. Here I go. And I would gear up and I would go through this whole process and I would lose the weight. And it was just a huge production. When I think about how I feel now and how relatively, honestly, easy my journey has been on a GLP-1 medication as compared to all of the other times that I have lost weight before, it's profoundly just kind of scary, honestly. So many times over this period of time when I was losing this weight, I would just sit sometimes quietly and think to myself, is this really what it's like for other people? Is this what it's like for those people that are like, why don't you just eat less and move more? Not hearing the food noise, not feeling this constant nagging feeling inside of my body that I'm hungry and I want to eat. Because again, for me, willpower was not a problem. If I decide I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And the opposite of that is true as well. If I don't want to do something, good luck to you trying to get me to do it. But I just continually realized the reason this was so easy for me this time is because I didn't have to fight against myself. My brain has changed on this medication, and it has made it so much easier. So much easier. I'm just really happy for Oprah. When you look at the history of her having been put in a place where she's constantly on display and being judged in the way that she has, you know, even in the comments, people are still trashing the entire concept that underlies how these medications work. And it just makes me really frustrated. And that's one of the reasons why I started this channel. There is so much misinformation out there on what is real and what is valid when it comes to losing weight, maintaining a healthy weight. And these medications are starting to bring that into serious focus. Even within the public reaction to finding out that Oprah was using a GLP-1 medication, there was controversy there.
When I first started hearing about the weight loss drugs, I felt I've got to do this on my own, because if I take the drug, that's the easy way out.
There are so many people who are angry and saying that Oprah is a hypocrite and things like that. And it's just unwarranted and kind of sad, because as humans, what are we if not the only type of beings that can evolve in a way in our thinking and change our minds about things? And at the same time, for the people who I have seen who have commented that they felt that Oprah had done damage to them by saying that she thought that it was the easy way out to be on these medications, you've got to think about people in their own internal struggles and their own internal scripts. That was something that Oprah was saying to herself. She admitted as much, that she felt that she needed to do this work. And if she wasn't doing the work herself, if she wasn't doing this weight loss unaided, that it was some kind of moral failing. And that, as she and a lot of the experts that she has talked to have mentioned, and we are trying to continue to do to reframe this discussion, is pointing out that biology is crazy. There are differences in how people's bodies work. On a molecular level, we are all, each of us, individual different worlds inside of our own bodies. And as science continues to advance and we find out ways to pull these triggers and trip these different levers to leverage and make better the process of how we function as human beings, there will continue to be breakthroughs just like these medications. The simple fact that these medications are having other potential applications that people can see right off the bat for addiction, for helping with mental capacity in terms of people who are suffering from dementia, it's amazing what this class of medications could be used for in the future. We are in an era where the science is starting to finally catch up and really be able to prove things that a lot of us have wondered about or secretly thought for a long time. And I'm here for it. So saying that, I just want to personally, as one person who has always been a huge fan, congratulate Oprah on taking this step toward living the best version of her best life. So that's the tea on how Oprah proved me right when it comes to GLP-1 medications. If you're thinking about weight loss injections as something that could be right for you, talk to a doctor, preferably an endocrinologist or an obesity medicine specialist, because those are the doctors that know the most about how these medications work. As always, I'm not a doctor and I'm not representative of any pharmaceutical company. I'm just one woman who is sharing her opinions and experiences. And last, if you find my channel helpful, hit that trifecta: like, subscribe, notifications, and I'll see you on the other side.